Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Chelsea and you're watching Chelsea Sang. Today we are doing a volume 1 review of Sakamoto Days. Our main character is Taro Sakamoto and he is a legendary hitman. He's feared by men and revered by his peers. So like one day he falls in love and decides that, he's leaving the business, gonna lock up shop, he gets married, has a kid, and now he runs like a neighborhood convenience store. And one day things just start to like kind of change when one of his former like underlings shows up and tries to take him out. So it's basically a summary of what happens in volume 1. Sakamoto basically gets like a message from another former colleague, just to kind of like let him know that hey, people are gonna they're gonna keep coming after you. So like he just kind of gives him a forewarning, like he's like not gonna try, but he's just gonna like give him a heads up, and which is kind of like a foretelling of all the story to come. It seems like it's just gonna be like a consistent different people coming after him type of thing. First of all, okay, so it overall it's a comedy. It's pretty funny, and it's also like really strange how like supposedly Sakamoto lives in this very safe neighborhood, but it's filled with so many dangerous people. It's high shenanigans, lots of clownery. It's underscored by hardcore assassins and hitman and triad. It's pretty jam-packed with action at the same time. So like for as much comedy that there is like as much or maybe even more action as well. And it is it's kind of what I was expecting, at the same time not. I can't say that this is like my favorite type of comedy, but if it was an anime I would definitely keep watching. You know that Sakamoto is dangerous, like led a very dangerous life. He is pretty interesting character, seems like this big teddy bear, but he can like stop a bullet, or like he can like dodge a bullet and like see it coming, which is pretty like it's pretty fun and kind of like non-suspecting in a way. It's also rather interesting how they just kind of like threw in a more fiction on it, with like Shin being able to read minds. That kind of came out of nowhere, but then it is the type of storyline where like things that seem like way out of place are just treated like everyday normal things, which kind of adds to the comedy as well. So that kind of it kind of just is what it is. Things that I'm reminded of, it kind of gives me a similar vibe that I get to Hina Matsuri. Also maybe a little bit of the way of the house husband, much like Tatsu, our main character in that story, has given up his life as a yakuza and is now just taking care of the home and his wife. We have Sakamoto, who is trying very hard to just be that normal dad that he wants to be for his daughter and husband for his wife. So it also kind of gives me a similar vibe to Gintama in a way, just in a few things where like Gintama kind of does a lot to really bring in a lot of meta humor and references, and also like they do break the fourth wall a lot. Sakamoto, like, it hasn't quite gotten to that point where you're seeing that, but it is volume 1. Like I feel like it could get there. So and if it does, like it wouldn't feel weird to me. But yeah, I think overall it was an interesting volume 1. I don't know how much, like, if I would keep reading it. If it's a show, I would definitely watch it from beginning to end. But a lot of the times with the stories that I read, I kind of do want just a little bit more from the story, which I think we actually might get. So Will I continue? I'm gonna say yes. I'm definitely gonna at least read volume 2 and see how the story kind of pans out, and then I'll decide whether or not I'll keep going. But so far, Sakamoto Days is okay. Like, I don't hate it. It is funny, and I would like to know what happens next. Those are my thoughts on Sakamoto Days. If anybody has read it, or is familiar with that story or the author at all, let me know down below. And if you've read volume 1 and if you think you're gonna keep reading, let's talk about it. All right, thank you guys for coming back. Thank you so much for sticking around towards the end. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.